Good morning, Alberta, and good morning, Canada. I don't know about you guys, but I feel a little lighter today up in Alberta, at least. Some fantastic news out of our provincial overlords here last night. Currently, Albertans are free to enter restaurants without being asked for medical credentials. So that is a big win for us. The restriction exemptions program ended at midnight last night. So it's obvious that governments are willing to listen on this. Whether they're willing to come to the table and talk is another story, but they're listening, right? That's obvious. And they're acting. Many will say that the governments have had these plans to roll back all these measures in place for a long time, and that's probably true. But there was not an utterance of it up until the convoy started. As soon as the convoy started, almost every province in the West, at least, BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan, all started testing out different scenarios for timelines. And that's kind of what I think the government does: is they'll leak something late at night, leak it out to their media partners, and then they'll test it out throughout the night and throughout the next day to see what the response is. So we heard stuff out of Bonnie Henry, like Family Day in BC. We heard stuff out of Kenny, like the end of February or end of March, that kind of stuff, right off the hop. And now here we are. Restriction exemptions program is done. It is now February 9th. So that's awesome. But let's take a little bit deeper of a dive here into what exactly has changed, because I think it's worth it to be skeptical a little bit. I got incredibly excited about this last night, and then I was reined in a little bit by a couple friends and family members just being like, well, maybe let's take a look at the documentation first and see exactly what the status is here. So step one, February 9th, so we're in step one right now. Today is the morning of the 9th. The following changes will come into effect at that time. REP removed along with most associated restrictions. Capacity limits on large facilities and entertainment venues, 500 plus, remain in place, but food and beverages now allowed in seats. Capacity limits for locations not covered under the REP program are removed. So capacity limits for restrictions. Okay, so that's the businesses that didn't go with the Vax Pass. They were restricted to 50% capacity in hours and stuff like that. Mandatory masking. This one I like. Mandatory masking requirements moved for children under 12, February 14th. This I don't like. Why wait till the 14th? Why are we waiting another 5 days? I think I know why, and I think we all know why. And it has nothing to do with health. Children and youth in schools for any age as of February 14th. So next Monday, I believe that is, we will be able to watch our children smile in schools again, which is amazing, especially for our young teens. I think this has been incredibly hard on them. This isn't good enough here. This is placating. Alberta will enter step 2 on March 1st if hospitalizations trend downwards. It's tied to something again. At that time, the following measures will be updated. Governments have had 2 years to increase capacity in our hospitals. Like, if hospitalizations trend downwards, how about you just learn how to manage our fucking healthcare system in such a fashion that we can go about our lives and it can appropriately take care of the people. So this is March 1st. Any remaining school requirements removed once again, like cohorting in kindergarten to grade 6. Like, why wait another 3 weeks? So, wait a minute. Children 12 and under in all settings as of February 14th. So a 14-year-old kid goes to school, doesn't have to wear a mask, right? Hangs out with their friends all day long, doesn't have to wear a mask. Leaves school, goes to a sporting hockey, or we're getting into springtime here, baseball. Well, we still got hockey. And has to put a mask on with the people that he was just with. Like, and from my understanding, there is zero data that these sporting, outside of school sporting events, extracurricular sporting events, don't transmit the disease at all or the virus at all. So what the fuck is this for? Oh man, like no wonder people are so fed up. This doesn't even make sense. Like governments can't sell drugs properly and they can't even cancel programs properly. They can't even turn things off properly. Oh. Youth screening activities for entertainment, sports, youth screening activities for entertainment and sport activities removed. Capacity in all large venues and entertainment venues removed. Indoor and outdoor social gathering limits lifted. I don't think anybody fucking cares about that one. Like, there's currently a couple thousand people sitting in Coots Crossing. I don't think the outdoor social gatherings one really has a whole lot of weight anymore, boys and girls. Mandatory work from home requirements lifted. Once again, I don't think anybody's even working at home anymore because the government says they have to, other than government employees. So, and then I would be curious as to how much reality there is to many even returning to the office. Like, I think a lot of positions can just be, the work can be performed at home. Indoor masking no longer required. Yeah, well, that's why the fuck are we waiting till March 1st? Oh my God. Oh, this just doesn't, like, this is so hard to get on board with. Now September 3rd, this is at an undetermined amount of time. COVID specific continuing care measures removed and mandatory isolation removed. I mean, mandatory isolation, I think that's just a fucking common courtesy. When you're sick, don't go hang out with people. Fuck. This is a lot here. I want to see, like, what's the caveats here? I like this. Assessing personal risk. See, this should be at the very top of their COVID page. Like, this is the kind of stuff that people need to be talking about is, why don't we learn how to measure our own personal risk and act accordingly? Rather than screaming at the top of our lungs for somebody, our neighbors and friends to put on fucking masks and get vaccines, which don't work other than to protect yourself anyways. So fuck. All right, well, this is all good news. This is all really good news, okay? But it's also not enough. So let's talk about that for a minute. Although this is clearly and distinctly a win for people who want to see all mandates and all restrictions removed in their entirety. So a win has to be celebrated as that. However, we can't let a win let us get complacent either, because this is far from over. I want to see some legislation of some kind. I want to see backstops so that this can't just on a whim right back as soon as we start getting an uptick in cases for whatever reason. So this isn't enough. We need to keep the pressure on our provincial governments here. I think focusing on a provincial level for right now is pertinent. The federal fight, that's not a small one. I mean, we've got a whole host of things we need to address at the federal level. So focusing at the provincial level is going to give us the opportunity to get our freedom or perceived feeling of freedom back. Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Okay.
How'd you sleep?
Okay.
Yeah? Did you have any dreams? No. Daddy's just going to finish this up and then I'll come right upstairs and we can have some breakfast, okay? Okay. Do you want to start watching some shows? Okay. Can't remember what I was talking about there, but the pressure needs to continue. So provincial governments need to be pressured until this kind of rollback is all across Canada, and then we can effectively focus on Ottawa. Because I saw something last night that made me think, and I want to talk about it a little bit because I think it's right. I don't think it's right. I don't know 100% if we as Canadians and the people in the world truly understand how important Ottawa is. I think Ottawa is the epicenter for the unwinding of all of this globally. I think if we fail in Ottawa, I think many other jurisdictions are going to have a harder time with success as well. I'm a bit of a Ottawa kind of guy, right? We got to focus on Ottawa, but we also need to make sure that we're focusing this in such a fashion that we can win. So provincial level first, federal level next. Something else that I wanted to go over here that just doesn't sit well with me. Warmington. Arrested 78-year-old great-grandfather meant no harm by honking. The 78-year-old great-grandfather arrested and handcuffed by Ottawa police after honking his horn in support of a protesting trucker said he was not a protester and was not looking for any trouble. I meant no harm, Jerry Charlevoix told the Toronto Sun in an interview. I just gave the truckers a thumbs up and a honk. Being a patriotic Canadian. At the same time as concerns over honking in the city reached a fever pitch, Ottawa police pulled over an elderly, retired Ottawa area high school janitor. He was not charged criminally, but given a $118 bylaw ticket for unnecessary noise. But he did receive a physical takedown he won't soon forget. I'm so sore, said the father of four. Grandfather of 11 and great-grandfather of 4. It hurts so much. The cuts and bruises on his arms and hands, shoulders and knee are evident. A shade of black and blue is more evident Tuesday, his family say. Video footage of Sunday's disturbing arrest and agitators yelling at the police during the incident is being shared around the world. Good. I don't know if I can watch this video.
What did he do wrong?
None of your concern? Forgive me, officer. It's exactly this person's concern. See, right there. I've never watched this video. Right there. That is, you see the behavior here? This is the kind of behavior that empowers police and governments and anybody. But in this particular scenario, this is what empowers police. Look at this guy. He's walking. None of your fucking concern. And I'll watch this immediately. The body language changes and she veers over to the other side of the road. That is submissive. You cannot submit to this shit. You fucking go and stand right by that guy's window. There is not a law in the world saying that you can be persecuted for filming a police officer in an arrest. Get his name and get his badge number. Find out who wrote this fucking article and then give him that video and everything that you know. His family's horrified and so am I. Oh my God, I'm just shaking. I can't believe that. We have a social imperative. We have a social imperative as Canadians and as people to take care of those who need to be taken care of. And to use our voice when the people around us don't have a voice. That man clearly didn't have a voice. And this guy who's recording this, maybe I shouldn't freak out. Maybe he goes back. Maybe I'm getting a little carried away here. But
you don't have to answer that.
No, from the sidewalk. Fuck off. You want comments? Film me from the sidewalk.
See, okay, there we go.
Yes, I know. You're abusing old men.
You swung at me.
That you're not a Canadian.
If I swung at you, it's on film, so you're fine. Driver's license.
So you're fine? Oh. If I swung at you, it's on film, so you're fine. Ottawa police, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, Ottawa police? You know what this is? This is a product of your corrupt fucking leader. He's a joke, and so are you. The Ottawa Police Service needs to be reformed in its entirety.
Yeah, it's called communism. It's called communism. It's communism. You don't have to show anything. You didn't do anything wrong.
I know I have.
You have the right. You're lying, Governor. This is the capital of Canada. Drop your mandates. Stand down. You're not doing your job.
Yeah, there it is again. I don't have mandates. I'm exempt. What are you talking about? I don't have mandates. I got my freedom. Oh, this cop, I hope one day you, sir, and I end up in the same room, because you and I would love to have a chat with you. All it takes is somebody who's more intellectually astute than you, and you would fucking quit your job. I promise that. You're a fucking weasel, and you were bullied your entire life in high school. And now you're bullying old men because of it. You're a piece of shit. You don't fucking deserve that uniform. Oh, I can't watch this anymore. Oh my God. It is 7:18 in the morning. Whew, holy. Okay. Let's not get too rattled up on the right before we go to work, all right? Congratulations, citizens of Canada. We are taking back our freedom, and I hope it feels good. It feels good for me. What's next? Well, let's continue the pressure, and let's make sure that we do not comply with any and all government regular mandates. Oh, I'm just watching that old man get fucking beat at by that cop, and like that wasn't an interaction at all. Like that cop, oh my god. If I hit you, it's on video, so you're fine. Whew. It doesn't matter if that old man was acting a little bit crazy. You're allowed to act crazy. There's no law that you're not allowed to be crazy. It is a cop's job to learn how to fucking deal with crazy people. Whew. Vote with your dollars. Support small business that supports the movement. This is a big one. Vigorously support on social media, and even more importantly, in real life. Attend rallies and convoys when you can. Continue to email all government representatives and hold the line. This is working. We are winning. And I hope what the video that we just watched is an isolated incident. We don't continue to see this ramp up, because if we do, Canada, we need to end it. Because slowly is only encouraging it. And if he won't manage his officers, we will. God bless Canada. Hold the line.